You don't gotta wait until you retire to enjoy your life. Hi, and welcome. This is just your reminder that really you can do whatever you want. I guess take that in a positive way though. You can do whatever you want. So I decided I was going to start making wax melts because why not, right? Life is short. I made wax melts about 4 years ago with another business venture. It was the one before Cyberclown Co. And it didn't last very long. I got very impatient and didn't use a thermometer. Now I know that wax making, wax melts, candles, all that stuff it's all science, it's all chemistry, and you really need to use a thermometer. You can't just piss your way through it like I did. I'm very used to cooking and baking where, there's a little bit more room to experiment, but with this, temperatures are important, so they turned out a lot better this time. You'll see though, the first one I made, the coloring, I messed up the dye because I did not take off the stopper correctly to use the dye the first time. And I read the instructions very thoroughly. It never told me to, and I just feel stupid that I didn't know that on my own. So whatever, I figured it out now. Yeah, this video, the whole point of it is just kind of to show you and encourage you to do the things that you enjoy and make time for those things and make accommodations if needed to do those things. And I feel like a hypocrite even making this video because you'll hear at the end, there are still things I want to do that I don't, it's like I don't allow myself to do them. And yeah, making wax melts is fun. And I've wanted to do that for a long time and I allowed myself to, but also I'm making money from this. So it's not purely, not selfish, but it's not purely for myself. There's other motives. Not evil. That sounds evil, but you know what I mean. There's other reasons I'm making the wax melts, not just purely for fun. They do make my house smell good too when I make them. But there's things that I want to do that I know won't earn me money or whatever. And I know will fulfill me even more than making these wax melts, and I don't allow myself to do them. I'm thinking about music. I love making music. When I don't sing or play guitar or whatever, for, I don't know, even a week, even a few days, I really start to not feel well physically. And now I'm realizing, saying this out loud, that is why I'm not feeling well recently. I'm not just talking about like I get physically sick, which I sometimes do, but just like mentally, I usually start to not feel well. And yeah, that's probably why.
Oh, how much dye did we get in there?
I said, oh, yeah, this is gonna get a bad review from me. And then I looked closely and I realized, nah, that's a me problem. So, whatever. We learn from our mistakes. Like I was saying though, sometimes just talking out loud, I just realized I need to make more music, and I've known that for a long time. I don't know what it is. It's like I have put so much pressure on myself with it, and the thing I feel like I was brought into this world to do, or one of the things, as a multi-passionate person, the biggest thing is music for me, and I have the biggest blocks when it comes to music, so that's my own problem. I'm sure there's something you can think of that you really want to do, and I'm not just talking about like clean the house. I'd like to go for a walk. Like, obviously those things are important, but there's got to be like a hobby, maybe something you used to do that you really want to do again, maybe dancing, something like that. And there are ways for you to do these things, usually. So just get creative with it, I guess, and find time. This is another thing I love to do. It's my balcony garden, so I'm going to show you a quick tour And I will just warn you, for the next clip, I am starting seeds, and it's very loud, and I'm speaking very quietly. But, you know, whatever. That was the current tour. There's some strawberries. I'll do more of a extended tour, probably as things start blooming a bit more. One of my favorite things is this microgreen planter I made out of an old 2-liter bottle. They are completely overgrowing this now, and I need to trim them back, but whatever. Those are sunflowers. I do start most of my seeds in recycled containers like this Sonic cup. I just like giving things more purposes. That was a zinnia I'm trying to save. These are my potatoes, and they're even bigger than this now. This is a dusty, crusty, cracked old bin that I'm using because I live on a balcony. I make do with what I have, so I don't have to, have even heavier things on that balcony. I had these cute butterflies and sun, and it looks kind of messy on there, but, and my cat loves being on the balcony. I'm gonna shut up and let myself show you me starting some seeds. I put popsicle sticks in my pocket with the names of what I'm planting. I tried to be organized. I'm gonna start with thyme. I'm a big fan of chaos gardening. Just so you know. Lavender. Not too certain about the lavender, but it's worth another shot. Basil. I'm gonna just do the whole packet. There wasn't that much left, don't worry. Basil. Wait, there's only 3 sticks left. That's not how math works. I made too many. I preferred the 4-packs, so I'll use those for something else. Garden flowers, carrot, peppers. Let's start with peppers. I don't actually know if I have enough to do. I'll try. 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Somewhat. You probably can't even see that. You kind of can. Carrots. It's just sprinkling. And I can always thin them out. And honestly, seedlings are so finicky. A lot of these die, so. Okay. I only have a little bit of these ones left. Actually, they're all gone. I'll be back. Okay, this is a video reminder that this is not a garden mix. It's a wildflower mix. I'm putting a lot. Okay. You're on my soil, so let me find a new place for you. Hang on. I'm getting my plants so dirty. They need washed anyway. The littlest dusting of soil on top. Because all the seeds I planted today are really tiny. They don't need that much soil on top. I know there's a better tool to use for this, but I ain't using it. Now let's spritz them. Yeah, I should have taken the 5 seconds to look for my Sharpie, because that marker is not waterproof. What are you gonna do? I tried. I'm really sorry. I at least spritz my seeds in, but I usually just water with my watering can after the first day of planting them. Yeah, I'm using topsoil, so it's not ideal to be using that right now, but I am. And it's gonna get real dry probably by morning. Okay. They're all done. Yeah. And I'm planting right now on a beautiful full moon. Look at that. I hope that means good luck for my plants. And for me too. Here's Butters. I'm gonna show you the wax melts and what they look like. They are very vibrant. This is the one that the dye spilled in, and you can definitely tell because it rubs off onto my fingers. If I'm touching it long enough, maybe not. Well, a little bit, but I'm afraid it's gonna stain. Yeah, it was not ideal. I was only meaning to put like 2 drops of blue and 2 drops of the violet, and the whole violet spilled. But I think the second batch I made with the orange, I think that one looks a lot better, and it also smells better, so I'd say it's pretty successful, and it smells good. I think so too. Alright, I am filming on my front camera right now just because I'm too lazy to angle this up and I can actually see myself like this. Real quick, I'm going to cut out some labels. If you're wondering, I do own a Cricut and I do own a label maker, but this was going to be the fastest way for me instead of setting all that other stuff up. So I just printed out these labels on my sticker paper, and it's gonna work for now. Is it the most effective, like time-wise? No, but whatever. I still only have the 2 different scents. I had a night to sleep on it. This orange creamsicle one, I actually like more than the blueberry. Was not expecting that, but they both smell very good. I need to do my other 2 scents. I'm probably gonna do that right after I film this. I just wanted to talk about the title of this video, and that is, you don't gotta wait until retirement age or until you retire to enjoy your life. And duh, right? That's obvious. But I think it's something a lot of us need to be reminded of every now and then, that life is not about how much you do. It's more so about how you feel about it. If you're just pumping in half of your life or more, let's be real, into a job that at the end of the day you don't really care about, and it's just a paycheck to you, if you're content with that, that's fine. But if it's stressing you out and you think about it all the time, even when you're not at work, you need to reevaluate your priorities. Obviously, unfortunately, we need money to survive in the modern age. So I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm just saying, instead of pouring every ounce of your energy, and if you can help it, every ounce of your time, into a job that at the end of the day probably does not give a single fuck about who you are or what you do for them other than make them money, do something for yourself, even if it's once a day. Do something that satisfies you. Like I was just doing earlier in this video, I love gardening. I just love plants. I love a lot of different things. Obviously, what I do with my small business and experimenting with different products and stuff, that's also a hobby for me. It does make me money, but you know, I'm working for myself, so it's a little different because I can do what I love and get paid for it. God bless. Find some kind of hobby you enjoy, even if it's like playing a video game or something. You owe it to yourself. I realized you could see what I was watching on YouTube. Not that it was anything secretive, but the hamster looks cuter. But life is, it's too short to spend almost every waking hour of your life working for someone else, doing something you're not passionate about. So if you can afford to, maybe cut down your hours at work if it's really stressing you out. and put that little bit of extra time into doing something you genuinely love. Even if it is a side hustle that makes you money to supplement the hours you're not working, if you need that money. Just scaling back slightly on your hours at your job that's stressing you out and doing a very part-time job that maybe doesn't pay well, but it's something you're into, it can be life-changing. Personally, I do that. I work part-time at an animal shelter. I do other things on the side to supplement the very little money I make working with animals, but I love what I do, and that's what really matters to me. I leave work, and yes, I'm drained physically and emotionally most days, but I feel satisfied and like I actually did something for the greater good of humanity. I know that sounds very dramatic, but when I would clock out of my job as a cashier, I did not leave every day feeling satisfied and like I did something good for humanity. I would feel drained emotionally and sometimes physically because people can be a lot sometimes to deal with, but I felt like I was giving more than I was receiving. Burnout happens, and this could be an entire rant about capitalism and ableism and all the isms, but I don't feel like talking about all that today, and that's okay. That's okay. The gist of it is, we all have time and space in our lives, and if we don't make space, to feel joy, to feel excitement, to feel peace. If you don't think you have time in your day-to-day life to just take a step back and enjoy the moment and do something you love, I would highly suggest you reevaluate, because you probably do. And if you don't, you really need to reevaluate. We can all make time and we can all make space in our lives to give back to ourselves. Because what good is working a job that you're giving your all to if you have nothing to give back to yourself? Yeah, you might have more money if you're working all the time, no days off or very little days off, but you don't have any time to actually enjoy the extra money you're making. So what's the point? What's the point? Again, I know we all have different situations with money, and I'm not telling you how to be or how to live your life. I'm trying to give you a different perspective, that you do not have to work to the bone every or most days of the week, your entire life until you retire, and then once you retire, you can enjoy yourself and rest. It's called balance. It's called work-life balance. And even if you do work a full-time job, you can still make time and space in your life to rest and relax and give back to yourself. Self-care is not always a bubble bath. It's not always a long-ass walk. Sometimes it's taking 5 minutes out of your day to do something that you genuinely enjoy and that brings you happiness. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be this whole thing. It doesn't have to be an entire day trip to fucking, I don't know, the mall or something. It can be something small and something that does not take a lot of time, and it does not have to cost money at all. Yeah, that was my spiel about that. You do not have to wait until you retire to enjoy your life. Do little things. Do what you can. Not everyone has the same privileges. Not everyone can do the same things. But you know your life obviously better than I know your life, so take what I'm saying, see how it resonates with you, and go do something you like today. Read a book or something. I don't know what you like. You know what you like. Comment down below something that you enjoy doing that you have not done in a long time, but you think about all the time. Because for me, that would be roller skating. I have my own pair of roller skates. I've had my own pair for 5 years at this point. And I think the last time I roller skated was last year. And I usually skate outside, which is what I did. And that was before I got help with my physical issues. So I was very dizzy and like very scared I was going to break my leg or something. So I went back inside. But now that I'm on medicine and stuff, I haven't tried roller skating again, and it's something I keep thinking about doing, but I keep putting off for some reason. So yeah, what's something you've been putting off that you want to do? I'm gonna cut these, put them on the little thingy-mabobbers. Oh, and God, it smells so good. And probably make the other 2 cents before I go to work. This is random. Whenever I try wearing hats, I feel like everyone around me could tell that I'm trying to wear a hat and that I don't usually wear hats. Is that the anxiety talking? Because I just feel like I don't look right in a hat. But my hair is so greasy, and I did not want to shower this morning, like full body shower, wash my hair, right before I go scoop cat and dog shit for hours, and then I would have to come back home and shower again. I don't know where this video is going, so guess I'll talk to you later. I don't know.